Introducing my 2011 BMW 328i convertible. This is 2011 BMW 328i convertible. It is what my wife called baby blue. I don't know what the official color of it is, but she calls it a baby blue, so I'll call it that from now on. In convertibles, you have basically two choices. You have a rag top or you have a metal roof. I prefer metal roof for safety reasons. In metal roof convertibles, you have a choice of Volkswagen EOS, Volvo V70, or BMW 3 Series. 328i in European trim translates into 3 Series 2.8 liter injected. Now, this is not a 2.8, this is actually 3 liter engine, which back in the day, BMW numbers meant something. They were interpreted the size of the engine. So 328i translated into the 3 Series 2.8 liter injected. Well, this is actually 3 liter fuel injected car. So in Europe, this will be called 330i. But here they're calling it 328. So we'll go with that. So 2011 inline 6-cylinder engine, 3 liter, 230 horsepower. Good for about 5.96 second sprint from 0 to 60, which is pretty quick. What are some of the standard features on the car, and what things I like and few things I don't like? Body is very rigid. It's a solidly built. It's a German car, of course, so there's no rattling or noise making when the car is going on road or off road. Well built, quality material, no rust. You will not find any rust generally on German cars, BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, Mercedes. I've been to factory tours many times, and I see how they build cars. It's well built. You know, Germany has a reputation for well built cars. So this sedan was introduced, I believe, in 2007. And this is, like I said, this is 2011, so it's been ran a few years. In my case, car has 90,000 miles, so that average is about 10,000 miles a year, which is about average drive. Convertibles are generally not your first car. I mean, it could be, for us, is a generally second or third vehicle. So my wife doesn't drive it that much, but it is driven weekly, and she uses it to commute for work and whatnot, and we use it on the weekend, of course. Living in North Carolina, we have ability to use the to put the top down probably 10 months out of the year, except a couple of months, July and August, that is really hot in the 90s and 100 maybe. That may not be for top down, but you know, that depends on your body temperature. Interior, well designed. Color is a tan leather, which we prefer. We don't like the black leather or anything dark like that. Standard push stop, which can be overridden, or you can use the key. The BMW introduced the knob that controls just about from radio, CD, telephone, your navigation, and car functions back in the 7 Series, I believe, in about 2006, 2007 model year. So this has been and run for a few years now. It works well, controls many functions, and it works well. This car comes with the automatic transmission. It's a 6-speed automatic, well designed, well run. I'll start the car in a couple of minutes. Door has a couple of pockets for your knickknacks, your standard windows up and down, mirrors and whatnot, auto driving headlights. Wheels on this car are 17-inch and tires are 225. 45 profile. 45 profile is about as low as I would go, because if you get too narrow of a tire, the ride gets bumpier and you are asking for trouble. If you hit the small pothole or something on the road, the chances are you're going to have a puncture at least. If not, you might bend the wheel, and then that's additional expense that you have to deal with. Let's look at the trunk in this car. Of course, being convertible, the whole roof contraption ends up being folded into the trunk, so you are not going to have a lot of trunk space. In order for convertible to work, this latch has to be down and locked as it is right now. If you are, this is just a tip, if you would be loading something, there's actually room for one medium and one small size of suitcase. So you would put the larger suitcase first, then you pull the latch down and close that, or you could put your smaller suitcase up front, and now the car is ready for roof to be open. I'll show you that in a few seconds. The motorized trunk, so that will close securely. The way you get in the back, it's basically, most of these cars are listed 2+2, which means it's a 2-passenger and 2 small children or 2 adults. But in order for 2 adults to fit in the back, you do want to move, the front passengers would have to move the seat forward, or so the back passengers have, like case in point, on the other side, and there's plenty of room to get in here by moving the driver's seat. But you might want to do this just a temporary, maybe an hour, up to 2-hour drive, but you wouldn't want to drive across the country with 2 adults in the back seat. But that's what not, convertibles are not built for that anyway. Instruments are laid out with the common sense. There's nothing unusual here. A nice feature in a convertible is that the front seats are heated, and with the BMW, what that usually means, the power stays on. If you set it on 3, it will stay on 3. Most cars will gradually reduce down to 2 and 1 and then eventually shut off. With the BMW, if you need to run it on 3, it will stay on 3. My wife likes that. Navigation, for 2011, navigation works fine. If you want to run, if you need live traffic, you need to join, I think, the Sirius XM radio, and they control the live traffic data. So you would subscribe to that, and you have a live traffic. We did have it in the past. Currently, we don't have it since this coronavirus thing. We don't drive as much, so I guess no one does. 22.6 miles a gallon currently, which is, I guess, an average. It's not a greatest mileage. I did get up to 30 driving on the highway, of course, with the roof on top. One of the features that BMW and German cars in general are not good at are the cup holders. In this particular car, cup holders are hidden up front here, like so. So they're basically good to put, looks like the aluminum soda can will fit just about snugly. Small water bottles work. Big Ventis Starbucks cups, yeah, fine if you're driving in a straight line. I wouldn't be driving on a curvy roads and hope that my stuff does not spill. So Europeans are still trying to figure out why and how to design cup holders. But if you've ever driven in Germany or on the Autobahn, you understand that there's no really need for cup holders much, because you are a lot more engaged in driving, and you are not sipping your cup, and because you're not entitled to any one lane in particular. Just a comment on your iDrive. This is what a BMW calls an iDrive, originally invented by or introduced by 7 Series about 2005, 2006, if I believe. So it controls most of your function, radio, navigation, telephone, and the rest of it. Telephone, Bluetooth works great. Be careful if you are leaving the top down, and if it starts to rain, you don't want to get this wet. I've seen the YouTube guys changing it and replacing it. So the good news is they're not as expensive. They're anywhere from $200 to $600 if you have to replace this unit. and some guys doing them themselves. But you want to make sure you don't spill anything here, either rain or your coffee or a drink or whatever, because that will require replacement. But then again, you know, maybe a few $100, but it's not at the end of the world. Let's take for a little drive. Okay, let's take it for a little spin on the road. So at 70 miles an hour, the engine is doing about 2,400 RPM. So plenty of RPMs to go, and car is about as smooth as they go. One of the best things about BMW is it's a driver's car. It's fun to drive. It's very enjoyable. Handling is excellent. The brakes are spot on. It's just a fun car to drive. It's not a luxury car. It doesn't have 19 cup holders and such premium leather. But if you enjoy driving, a BMW is a car. Great car, 2011 BMW 328i convertible. Everything works, needs nothing. Oil change is good for 10,000 miles. It's a synthetic oil. Gets about 22 city, 30 highway. Decent mileage, fun car to drive, especially with the top down. There you have it. 2011 BMW 328i convertible. Great car, fun car to drive. I like it.